Hello, and welcome to my best and worst books of 2024. I have 6 books each, which is a weird number, but 6 best and 6 worst books that I read last year. I never do separate videos because I don't have enough books to talk about for an entire video, so I mash it together into one. I don't know. So I'm gonna start with the best and then save the worst for last. Yeah. And a lot of the worst books I don't even own, so for the best books of 2024, I have 3 books that are 4.5 stars and 3 books that are 5 stars. I'm gonna start with the 4.5s. They are not in any order, they're just the same rating, so they are the same thing to me. I hope that makes sense. I can't pick a best. So, first I have The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This is about a man called Linus, and he is tasked with checking if an orphanage should keep existing. And this orphanage has magical children. And one of those children is the Antichrist. Antichrist? I don't know. So we follow Linus meeting these children and seeing how the orphanage works, etc. I don't want to give more information than that because I had no information and I loved it. It was really fun. I loved the children. I loved Linus's character arc, growth, development, whatever. It was great. I really liked this. I'm really excited for the sequel. I think it came out last year. Haven't bought it. I was really surprised. I might categorize each of these books with one word. I think for this one I'm going to be saying that this was a surprising book because I did not expect to actually like this because I was not having a good time for the first third of the book. Next, I have Shipped by Meredith Tate. I've not seen anyone talk about this, to be honest. This is about 2 people who are friends on the internet, but in real life they are rivals. Yeah. I'd say this is pretty much, if you like Geekerella, you would like this. I really loved it. It gave me exactly the same energy and vibe as Geekerella, which is one of my favorite series. It was really fun, really cute. I loved the romance. I loved the fandom aspect of this book, obviously. It was just great. I had a really good time and I'd recommend this. And the word that I'd give this is what? Fun. I'm gonna go with fun. And the last 4.5 that I have is Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce. This is a first book in a series about Dungeons and Dragons. The first book, which is this one obviously, we follow 2 characters fake dating to fool their crushes / exes, and at the same time they work at a game store and they play Dungeons and Dragons together. Yeah, and it's that. I loved this. Obviously, hello. I'm so excited for book 2. This was so surprising. I'm not going to use that word again, but I was not expecting to like this as much. It has fake dating, obviously. It has not found family, but friendship group, a lovely friendship group. There's just a lot to love if you like YA romances that are fake dating and really cute. That is my word for this book, is cute. I thought it was so cute and I kept smiling to myself. It was such a cute romance. Loved it. And now for the 3 5 stars, so the technically best books of the year. I can't pick again because there's no way I'm picking. The first book that I have is The Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson, which is the companion or sequel to Sorcery of Thorns, which is one of my favorite books. So of course this is going to be on this list. This follows the events of the first book, with the same characters and really cute ending / epilogue to the story. I don't want to spoil it, obviously. I really loved it. I give it obviously a 5 star. It was so cute, so amazing. I would say the word for this one is nostalgic, kind of, because it's bringing back the memories. Even though I reread Sorcery of Thorns, it was bringing back all the memories and all the feelings that I had when I read Sorcery of Thorns the first time. But I had a great time. It was so cute. My favorite characters. Loved it. Next I have what some people might say could be a guilty pleasure, but I don't feel guilty, so I just love this, and it is Bride. I've seen several people not like this, but I loved it. I don't know what it is that Ali Hazelwood puts into her books, but it is like crack. I will read this in one sitting. I did. I read this one in one sitting. I read several of the other books in one sitting. There's just crack cocaine in this, and I can't stop reading. This is about a vampire and a werewolf that get into an arranged marriage so that their clans don't have a war. Yeah, this is my favorite so far Ali Hazelwood book. I loved the romance, loved the paranormal part of the romance, loved the side characters, loved the plot that is not the romance part of it. I loved everything. I had a really good time. It was so fun, so cute. I did not care about the nodding at all. I have seen weirder stuff, honestly. It was just fun, cute, really great.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
I think what I'm gonna give this as a title is the guilty pleasure of the year because this was iconic. I'm sorry. And the last book on my best list is Final Offer by Lauren Asher, the final book of the Dreamland Billionaires series. Each of the books follows a brother out of 3 who has been tasked by their recently deceased grandfather to do a task to get their inheritance. Each one has a different task that relates a lot to them personally. For the first brother in fine print, he has to fix the problems of Dreamland, which is a theme park, kind of like Disney. The second brother needs to get married and have a child, and this brother needs to sell a house. But it's not just any house, it is the house where his childhood sweetheart lives. And obviously, we got a lot of that. This was huge, but it didn't feel huge. It felt so short, so fast. I wanted more. I just love this series. I love the characters. I love that we get more of the previous characters in the next book, like a small cameo, you could say. I just had such a great time. I think I would give this I think it's superlative. I would say best ending to a series. This was amazing. And now we go into the worst books. Am I excited? No. I didn't actually read a 1-star, so all of the books that I'm going to talk about are either a 1.5 or a 2-star. I'm going to start with the 2 stars, just like I did with the best books. I have the exact same distribution as with the best. There's 3 of each star rating. So the first book that I gave 2 stars to was Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the second book of the Orisha trilogy. I loved book 1. I loved the magic. I had a really great time reading it, and then I read this. I was not a fan. I hated the way all the characters changed in this book. The main character was completely different. A lot of the characters made really weird choices. They would flip-flop between their choices. Why do I keep lisping? I did not like the entirety of the plot. I did not like it. I hated it. I just thought that this was the epitome of middle book syndrome, where it is horrendous. I was really disappointed, which is the superlative for this book, is disappointing. I felt like this ruined the characters and the amazing plot of the first book. I still really loved the writing, which is why I gave it a 2-star. But oh my god, this was so sad and disappointing because it could have been so good. Next, I have House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This is about 3 children who, when they were little, they disappeared, and when they came back, they were slightly off. And we follow 2 of the sisters when the 3rd sister disappears again and they can't find her. And there's weird stuff going on. Yeah, I guess that's the plot. I don't even know. This was not for me. I liked the weirdness. I just did not like the plot and the plot twists. The twists were boring. And that is the superlative for this book, is boring. I was not impressed. I did not have a good time. Yeah, it could have been cool, but it wasn't. And the third and last book with a 2-star rating is House of Hunger. 2 books with house in the title. I don't remember the author, but the book will be on the screen. This is a horror book according to Goodreads and everything else. It is about a woman who is employed as a blood maid, which is somebody who offers up their blood to like wealthy people. But our main character ends up getting like a weird vibe from the house and everything that's happening, and stuff is happening. I hope that doesn't spoil anything, because I don't know how to explain this book. I did not think this was a horror book. I was not horrified. I understand why some people could be horrified, but I was not. There is some gore if you are thinking of reading this, but I didn't think it was anything extreme. I thought the plot twists were boring and predictable. I did not like any plot point or moment. It honestly kind of felt like a fever dream reading it, because I don't even remember anything. I do, but also I don't even know what I read. And my superlative for this book is predictable. Next, I have 3 1.5 stars, which are the worst books of the year. The first one is an arc that I got from NetGalley called The Last Raven, which is a first book in the series, God knows why, about a girl who is the daughter of vampires, but she is a human being, and her parents are the king and queen, I guess, or the rulers of the vampires. And she does not want to be part of that. She does not want to be the next ruler, so she wants to escape and just live as a human being. But she ends up finding out that the humans are planning an uprising, and there's a lot of drama. I regret asking for this book because it really tested my patience. The main character is insufferable, stupid, whiny, annoying, everything that you could ever think of. She said the most horrendous stuff, super tone deaf, no clue what is going on, ridiculous. She compared her living in a castle with all of her bougie stuff and food to a human being who was literally in a cage. She said, oh, my bars might be golden, but I'm still in a cage as well. Bitch, shut up. She also did not realize that there were human beings washing her clothes. What do you think happened? Magic? Hello? She was really stupid and annoying, and I could not deal with her. Her romance with the male, with the romantic interest, was horrendous, predictable, and just bad. There was some spice or smut, whatever you want to call it, and it was weird and out of nowhere, and it felt like not... Okay, the book felt very young adult, and then randomly there's some spice, and I'm like, whoa, that is a child? I don't know. It just took me out a little bit of the story. The plot was bad. It was just bad. That is my superlative, bad. And next I have another arc, which is A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. I was really interested in this book because of the author. She is coming out with a book that is the story of the rulers of Pixie Hollow, of Tinkerbell movies. So I wanted to see what this author's writing was like, and I was so disappointed and just bored. This is about a woman who wants to go on this expedition to find a magical well. And so she ends up actually going on this expedition with a bunch of other people. I think the main character is a folklorist. And she goes with a bunch of people who are close with the king who wants the magic of the well. And in the first few days of their voyage, her mentor gets murdered, and so there's like a murder mystery element to the story, which I don't know why. And it's also a lesbian romance, just if you're interested, which I don't recommend this book at all. It was an extremely slow book. It took me so long to read this. It took every ounce of my willpower to get through it. The murder mystery was boring and predictable because I figured it out immediately because, I don't know, it's obvious. And the main character doesn't do anything. Her mentor gets murdered and she sees the dead body and she's just like, I'm just gonna live with these people and just pretend everything's fine. Maybe investigate at the same time or something. She doesn't do that. And any actual clue she just disregards completely for no reason. The romance did not feel I guess you'd say genuine to me. I thought they didn't have any chemistry. I thought they should have just been friends. The world was also really confusing. There were some words that didn't make sense to me, and I don't think they were explained from what I remember, but I'm not sure. Maybe I completely skipped over that in my head. I don't know. But I just thought the world and the terminology of the world was confusing. It was just too much and just not for me. I think the superlative I'm gonna give it is, I wish I hadn't read it. And I think this could be the worst book. I'm gonna label this the worst, number 1 worst book. It's actually a physical book, and it is The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. I've read one book by Ruth Ware before, and it is The Woman in Cabin 10. I did like it. I gave it a 4-star, so I thought this was gonna be good. Boy, was I wrong. I unfortunately took this with me on holidays, so I didn't have any other options. I had to read this. And I remember, I have a witness, I was sitting next to my cousin, and I said on page 50 that I thought I knew what was gonna happen. I'm not gonna say what. This is about a woman who gets a letter in the mail about somebody who died who is her grandmother, and she has to go to the house to have the will read out to them. Except this is not her grandmother, and she is pretty sure she is not the granddaughter. But she goes anyway, and there's like some weird vibes going on. I despised Harriet, which is the main character, or Hal, whatever you want to call her. She was so stupid, so, oh my god, please get a grip, woman. The entire time I knew what was gonna happen because, as I said, I predicted it on like page 50. So I just kept being bored, and I knew what was gonna happen, and I kept getting validated through things that happened in the book. And then the ending happened, and I was really fucking disappointed, and I really hated it because I predicted what was gonna happen, and it was just bad. And I just did not like this. I hated this. This is horrendous. My opinion. Because of this book, I'm not interested in reading anything else by Ruth Ware because this has severely disappointed me, and a lot of people love it, and I don't know why. Yeah, but this is the worst book of 2024 for me. But those were my best and worst books of 2024. If you liked these books or hated these books, that's fine. These are all my opinions, so don't take them to heart. Huh? Don't take them too seriously, basically. It's my opinion. These are the things that I thought about these books. If you like them, if you like these, I'm very happy for you. If you did not like these, that's fine. Everyone has their own opinion. But that is everything for today, and I'll see you in my next word video. Bye!